So Liverpool await in less than 3 weeks' time for the winners here. Traditional colours. It was the Blues who were beaten in the Merseyside semi-final yesterday. Chelsea trying to come up with something more successful in this London derby. Parker, who had about 18 months as a Chelsea player. Lennon. Harry Redknapp saying earlier in the week, Matt, after a home defeat by Norwich, that he didn't feel he could play with both Lennon and Bale, that it was too open. Whether that was kidology or just the way he was feeling at the time.
It was an interesting statement for sure, because he's got the ability to change it any time. When the team's flying, those are a great outlet. I think they can be open, but Spurs at the start of the season just took over everybody ahead of them, didn't they? And they were the outlets, but I can see his point, because they do get stretched, and it is a long way back on this turf.
Here's Assur Koto, who's had a very consistent season. Carlo Cudicini actually has a couple of FA Cup winners' medals in his time with Chelsea. Not that he got on the pitch in those finals, he was the substitute goalkeeper. He did play when they were beaten by Arsenal in 2002. And the climax of this competition was staged in Cardiff as this Wembley was being constructed. But Brad Fiedel, who I spoke to before the game, expected to be a substitute. He said, if I'm required to play, I'll play, but I think it's only fair that he sticks with Carlo, which was typical of the American. No foul. Chelsea flooding players into the middle. Lampard, it was an awkward header. It's pretty gusty up where we are, Matt. I guess there'll be some of that down on the pitch, even in this steep-sided stadium.
Yeah, there will. We had a good shower. Just looked at, like, Assur Koto might have had his heels clipped just in the build-up to that. But, yeah, we've had a shower as well, which will liven the pitch up a little bit. But Frank Lampard couldn't quite get the header directed, the ball behind him.
Here's Drogba. You could certainly say he's not wasting an opportunity from that range. Although Roberto Di Matteo might not share that opinion.
Well, there's enough power. Normally you think about them being that far out that they're not going to get the power in the shot. What he's trying to do is just make the ball move in some way that unsettles Carlo Cudicini.
It's the 9th different season in which these clubs have been paired together in the FA Cup. Previous 8 have been split. 4 wins for Chelsea, 4 for Tottenham, including the final of 1967. And Drogba, Gallas wanted a free kick, and Drogba didn't realise how much time he had. For a player of that experience, that was surprising.
It has to be a foul. I know it's a tangling of legs here, but that has to be a foul for me. I would say it's an accident, but it gives him a significant advantage there.
Break off the leash sometimes. Ashley Cole doing that several times. Drogba going in, come back Cole's way again. Mata thinking there might be someone behind him in blue, but there wasn't. It was only Gareth Bale, but he's given it nervously to Kalou, and it breaks for Mikel, and Chelsea can start again here with Basingwe winding up for the cross. Van der Vaart. Bale again stopped in his tracks, but a good early ball by Parker. And Lennon trying from the opposite flank. Van der Vaart, who can shoot from this sort of distance, recognised the potential in the position, but just hurried it a tad.
Had to hurry it because he only wanted to shoot with his left foot. The space is to his right. Lennon does well, gets across Basingwe, who's caught upfield, something we've identified. Van der Vaart, all left foot. Can he open up on his right-hand side? Give himself a bit more time. Wanted to go with his stronger foot, obviously.
Incidentally, Chelsea fans will be pleased to know that Tottenham's Louis Saha not fit today. A groin problem. It's been a scourge of Chelsea. Scored lots of goals against them, including one for Everton in an FA Cup final here 3 years ago. A goal so early it broke the previous record from Roberto Di Matteo, no less. Parker. That might come back for Parker. And in the end, Ashley Cole tucking in the nick of time. I don't think it was in Parker's mind to go for goal himself, but it nearly ended up that way.
Well, he loves a challenge, comes through a couple, and Cole does well. Completes the clearance by really fly hacking that one behind the goal for the corner.
Walker decides not to shoot. Van der Vaart will shoot. Lampard recognised that fact. Another attempt with the left foot of the Dutchman. Van der Vaart, in the end, defender crowded out. In goes Parker, typically and successfully typically. Here's Lennon. Can come on his right foot here, Aaron Lennon. Corner.
And just looking to wrap his foot round it. Never really quite in control at the end, but look at the pace to create the space. Wants to jink onto that right foot and wrap his foot around it. Doesn't really manage to do it, but does create the set piece. Parker saw the challenge was tough with Frank Lampard. Almost tackled with his knees as he slid in. Two good professionals there. It is with his knees.
Van der Vaart takes it. Defended by Drogba. Is pretty good for a forward at that sort of thing. Walker's caught out by Kalou. Mata trying to keep pace. Has kept pace. Ball's on for Mata. It was a great pass. Maybe just a couple of inches too much for Mata on the stretch.
It was a fantastic pass. Absolutely great pass, and he just took a chance, Mata running in. Again, we saw Van der Vaart earlier on take the ball with his left foot. I think Mata might be able to reach and take this one with his right foot.
In the league game, Mata was pretty even for this sort of stage, but Spurs came very strong in the latter stages of both halves. We'll have to see whether that occurs here before half-time, but here's Kalou. Oh, and it's not far away from Drogba. In fact, it wasn't his touch, it is a corner.
He will always be a threat. The two centre-halves get around him, but it takes two of them because he's so strong. Once he's jumping against you, it's really, really tough physical prospect. Adebayor
showing some individual skills of his own. Power, pace, touch. Needs a final ball now. It'll come to Lennon. Van der Vaart off the line. John Terry was covering. Heroic contribution from the Chelsea captain. Back with Parker though. Chelsea have more defending to do here. Adebayor, who started it all off, just denied at the far post.
That was the most composure shown in the penalty area. Adebayor very good and clever. Picks the right pass, a miss head up. But look at the good defensive position. John Terry right on the line, takes her on the knee.
Similar again. Tries to toss it in. Oh, and round the back comes Kalou! Challenged by Kyle Walker. The two centre-backs weren't sure. The right-back, fortunately for Tottenham, was on guard.
Walker does brilliantly, really, really well. Little hint of an offside. He's got a lot of ground to make up. Does go back in. Gallas appealing for offside. I think he may have had a point. Great challenge, Walker.
This was the needy knees of John Terry.
Peter Cech well beaten, but he made ground to go in there. He's not ended up there just as a fluke.
Here's Modric. Walker. Van der Vaart. Adebayor trying to get in. Oh, and it's gone all the way and hit the post. A real scare for Chelsea. Adebayor, the distraction. And here's Kalou. And yet again, Tottenham going in through Scott Parker's almost ridiculous bravery. How he doesn't pick up match-ending injuries. He does that. Spurs encouraged by that nearly moment in their last attack. Here's Modric. Adebayor. Van der Vaart. Adebayor, lovely touch. Cech looks for handball, but not really from the Tottenham players. Lennon. Spurs still ring-fencing Chelsea around the edge of their own penalty area. Thanks to a shrewd touch from Mata, they should get out. Drogba maybe as well his power. And that will be a free kick well gained by Didier Drogba. Van der Vaart with a really teasing ball here.
Oh, it's horrible for Cech because he can't commit himself to it. Van der Vaart comes within just a hair's breadth. The ball ricocheted off. Adebayor will be disappointed because he should be making contact with that. No, he's trying to. He's in a good enough position. He's not at full stretch.
Cole. They do have so much experience of big games in the Chelsea ranks. Drogba. Oh, magnificent! Wembley is his ground again. The glory here is Didier Drogba's. And of all his Wembley goals, that's by far the best.
Well, did I mention they had power? They certainly have power, but this is about a lot more than that. Great physical strength. Gallas gets himself isolated one-on-one, which is difficult. But the strength and the quality of the shot does well, because he gets him there, his favourite. Once he takes that good touch, Gallas clawing at him. Cudicini really has not seen that at all. Will not be expected to get beaten from here with that left foot. Wow, that is an unbelievable strike.
Well, you're seeing Chelsea present, beating Chelsea past here, Gallas and Cudicini. An astonishing FA Cup semi-final goal. Astonishing in all but one respect. No surprise that it's Didier Drogba on this ground. He was made to play here. Well, Van der Vaart curled one against the post, which was really a pass for Adebayor. Hit the frame of the Chelsea goal just before Drogba smashed Chelsea into the lead. Prior to that, John Terry cleared off the line also from Van der Vaart when Czech was beaten. But in this London derby of an FA Cup semi-final, it's the side from the southwest of London that leads the team from North London at half-time by 1 sumptuous goal to 0. Van der Vaart, who's hit a post and had a header cleared off the line, getting Tottenham underway in the second half. With ground to claw back. Otherwise it will be a 6th consecutive semi-final failure. And Spurs have got to the last 4 of this famous and fantastic competition. Gallas. Fairly ambitious kick by Cudicini. Oh, and Ramirez is a slip by King, and Ramirez is away, and Chelsea got 3 in the middle. Cudicini comes and takes very well. Never been one of the taller goalkeepers at this level, but he's been very agile.
Once again, we've talked about players just maybe can run that in. Why is he not running towards the goal? It puts so much pressure on when you're running in towards the goal. Players can't commit to tackling you.
There's a good atmosphere to the first half. It might even be better in the second half because the teams are attacking the end where their supporters are. So Chelsea fans will have a good look at this. A fine save by Cudicini from Juan Mata, who struck it sweetly with his left foot when it broke to him. Drogba's touch.
It's a great save because he has to move his feet quickly as well. He's expecting the shot to actually come from Drogba, who stretches for the ball. That's a fantastic save. It's a really strong left hand.
More of an outswinger from Lampard this time. David Luiz, and Cudicini's there again. Can they force it in? Oh, they're claiming, Mata's claiming it's a goal, and it's been given.
It's a foul, this. It's a foul. John Terry, watch John Terry in the replays. Comes flying in. Has to be a foul.
Wembley controversy here. Van der Vaart leads the protest. Walker's there. Spurs want Martin Atkinson to talk to Mick McDonough.
Well, I think they're arguing maybe about the ball being crossing the line, whether it did cross the line. Martin Atkinson doesn't want anything to do with it. I mean, they obviously have the headsets. But the ball's up in the air. Watch Terry. That's a foul. And that's just a foul. And the ball, well, did the ball go anywhere near crossing the line?
And Terry was trying to force it in. Mata's appealing. Well, the old stadium saw plenty of controversy. I think we've had something here that's going to be replayed over and over again.
Well, the referee's assistant can't make a decision on whether this ball is over the line. Impossible to do. And Martin Atkinson, not giving the John Terry challenge as a foul, gives himself a problem now because he's embroiled in this controversy. He wouldn't have seen that either. We've looked at it in replay, have no idea if that ball's crossed the line at all. we talk about it being contentious, but the John Terry challenge, yes, he's entitled to go for the ball, but he launches himself and he takes out the defender and the goalkeeper as a result of it. I mean, that's fairly blatant to me.
Here's Bale crossing on the run.
So if the referee makes the right decision in the first place, it doesn't become a contentious situation.
Here's Mata. Ramirez will get there first. Kalou getting into the middle. Drogba on the edge of the area, wants to be teed up. Ramirez hasn't really seen him. And Drogba puts his hands to his head in disappointment, and then turns around. He's a good club man, Didier Drogba, and then goes to Ramirez off screen and sorts it out. Let's have another look at this, Matt.
When you make a decision there, we don't know. I don't think it crosses the line from where Assou-Ekotto is there, and I certainly know that they don't know to be able to give that.
Here we go again. Looks like the referee's giving the goal.
There is a reason, though, that there's a pile of bodies lying in that goal.
Drogba taking on Walker. He's got the cross in. Assou-Ekotto, and we head it up in the air. Gallas is there. Be collected by Modric. It's a well-crafted pass for Parker. Through the middle for Adebayor. Can he go round the goalkeeper? He goes down. It's a tap-in for Gareth Bale. Martin Atkinson could give the goal. And Tottenham respond in the grand manner. What's he going to do here? The referee, is he just sorting out the stricken Chelsea player? There was certainly a risk of a red card, but the goal has overruled that. The goal-scoring opportunity wasn't denied.
It wasn't denied, but if you're Spurs, do you take a gamble on the goalkeeper sent off and then having the penalty? This looks like a serious injury, by the way. So don't want to be too, but it's a great goal. It's a lovely ball, threaded, poor defensive play from Chelsea. The two centre-halves are wide open. That was going to be a sending off for sure. Great ball from Parker. Bale following up, sticks the ball in.
Yes, it was David Luiz who was stricken really in the chase. Pulled up lame. And you could say, fortunately for Petr Cech, the ball rolled to Gareth Bale, who rolled it into the net. Gingerly in his movements there. Drogba pulling away and chest it down. Cahill! So he is one of those centre-backs who has an eye for goal. He's a very good all-round footballer, Gary Cahill.
He's excellent, he's got good technique. Just slices this one slightly. Can't get over the ball.
The way to get through to the final is to keep on the front foot. They don't feel quite as secure defensively. Now they have been. They're punctured by the Bale goal. And they have looked dangerous when they've attacked. They're doing that at 2-0 and at 2-1. And here's Ramirez! That could be that. Being on the front foot was the right policy. A third Chelsea goal, and absolutely no doubt about this one.
Assou-Ekotto's wide with it. Must be a hint of offside. Oh no, it's the right back gets pushed right in. I did think he was beyond the centre-backs, and he certainly was. But it's, as you often see, the player on the far side of the pitch ends up playing a player onside. This time it's Walker. It's a great finish. Ball sits up beautifully just to get a bit of a foot underneath it. Surely Chelsea home and dry.
Against Arsenal, here's Modric. Oh, and Martin Atkinson. Whether he actually saw that, there was Drogba turns on. Mata's offside if he plays it. Drogba realises that.
He's beaten Gallas up today.
Yeah, and Gallas is booked.
He really has dominated him physically. Isolated him very early on. Got his goal from doing it. He's now got him booked. Is this handball? Don't think it is even. And it hits the point of the shoulder. Never getting those. Certainly not with the arms not even remotely outstretched, and it's
Lampard shot. Oh my goodness! Talk about icing the cake. Frank Lampard produces an extraordinary free kick. And when we expected a tight and tense semi-final decided by the odd goal maybe, Chelsea lead by 4 goals to 1.
This ball moves an awful lot, but Cudicini shouldn't be getting beat from here when he starts that side of the goal.
Did it come off Scott Parker on the end of the wall? Certainly played tricks on Carlo Cudicini. And Frank Lampard, the nephew of the Spurs manager, as I said, family ties forgotten out on the Wembley pitch. And on, it's kept in by Malouda. Oh, and he was trying to put it onto Torres' head. And he could have just rolled it back for Kalou.
Look at Gallas. Watch Gallas's reaction here. Look at Gallas there now. That is so poor. That really is poor.
Here's Mata. And it's a great chance for 5, and 5 it is. For Florent Malouda. To rub further salt in Tottenham's wounds. I can't really believe it down in the Chelsea dugout, but Roberto Di Matteo has brought something. He's certainly brought some credentials to getting the job full-time. A fantastic 5-goal showing in the end. And Harry Redknapp's on the wrong end of it.
Well, once again, straight balls beyond the centre-halves. I mean, they've been totally undone. It's harsh on Spurs. They've given up the last 10 minutes. Harsh on Harry, harsh on his team. Not a reflection on their season. Good finish from Malouda. Ball again just sits up nicely. Got to feel a bit for Cudicini. His day couldn't really have been much worse.
Chelsea's love affair with the new Wembley continues. The manager, who was a star player for Chelsea at the old Wembley, guides them to the FA Cup final. It is Chelsea's 4th FA Cup final in 6 seasons. And on the day they were scheduled to play Liverpool at Anfield, they will instead face them here, with the world watching, on May the 5th. Spurs beaten by a bogey side. 1-0 down at half-time to a smashing goal from Drogba, and then a goal perhaps that shouldn't have been to make it 2-0. Gareth Bale immediately got one back, but Spurs fell apart with Ramirez, Lampard, and then Malouda. And the officials will be quizzed on that contentious moment. Final thoughts from you, Matt Jackson?
Well, great entertainment. I just don't think Spurs, despite how well they played, could really cope physically. They've been soundly beaten. This could destroy them.
Beaten by a bogey side, beaten by real specialists in this stadium. For them, a 6th FA Cup semi-final defeat since their last success at this stage in 1991. Another day when the officials will be making the headlines, but take nothing away from Chelsea. Around that contentious goal, they were superior to Spurs, as the scoreline shows. Final score, the second semi-final, it is Tottenham 1, Chelsea 5.